Hello everyone, this is Manjula Devi P, working as Assistant Professor in GFGC Kanakpura. In this session, I would like to discuss about IND AS 38, which talks about the treatment of intangible assets in the books of accounts. So let's see what is the meaning of intangible assets and how they are recognized and recorded in the books of accounts. So basically, in this standard, IND AS 38 recognizes an intangible assets only if the specified criteria are met. Like they have laid down certain criteria which says that it should be worth expressed in money, and it should be used for it is used in the business. So there are certain criteria which has been given. Only if such criteria have been met, then it is recognized as an intangible asset. So this also specifies how to measure the carrying amount of the intangible assets and requires specific disclosures about the intangible assets. So here we will be using two important terms in this entire video. First one is amortization. Amortization is similar to depreciation. So you all might have come across with the term depreciation. Depreciation is basically reduction in the value of the asset over its useful life, or spreading the cost of the assets over its useful life by following any method. So same way here, if you are doing the same thing, like you are spreading the cost of the intangible assets over the useful life, then it is called as amortization. Okay. If you are doing it for a tangible asset, then it is called depreciation. If you are doing with an intangible asset, it is called as amortization. Then of course, we are using the term intangible asset since the beginning of this session. What is actual meaning of intangible asset? It is an identifiable non-monetary asset without any physical substance. So the assets which does not have any physical substance are called as intangible assets, like goodwill, franchise, patents, trademarks. So these are considered as intangible assets. Now how do they treat the accounting treatment of intangible assets? So once the intangible assets are recognized and identified in the books, they have to be amortized over its finite life. So amortization, as I told, spreading the cost, systematic spreading of the cost of the asset over its useful life is called amortization. So they have to be amortized over its useful life. So in the balance sheet, the gross carrying amount, its accumulated amortization at the beginning and at the end of the year have to be disclosed in the statement of financial position, that is nothing but the balance sheet. So current year amortization, whatever you are amortizing it for the current year, will be charged to statement of profit and loss as an expenditure, like similar to the depreciation. There is one more important thing I would like to say. Not necessarily every time the intangible asset loses its value. Sometimes the value of the intangible asset might have increased. So in such case, any increase in the value will be credited to revaluation reserve account. So decrease in the value will be debited to amortization, increase in the value will be credited to revaluation reserve. So see this example. A company acquired a franchise for 8 lakhs. Its exchangeable value for similar franchise in second year with market value rupees 9 lakh. Pass the journal entries. So they are asking you to pass the journal entry. First year we record for purchase of the or acquiring of the franchise. The journal entry would be intangible asset debtor. So we can write in bracket franchise to bank account, as there is an outflow of money of 8 lakhs. So, we are passing it as an entry. In the second year, when the value has increased, the market value of the intangible asset has increased. So, then let us see what we are doing. We are debiting again the intangible asset with 9 lakh and we are crediting the old intangible asset for 8 lakh and we are also crediting the revaluation reserve, which is in the increase in the value of the asset for 1 lakh. So, yeah, so the total, the intangible asset in the second year, the worth of intangible asset is 9 lakh. So, we are just passing two entries. One is for acquiring in the first year. The second one is the increase in the market value, which is credited to the revaluation reserve. So, next question, next example. A company acquired a trademark for 18 lakhs on 1st April 2019. The trademark is subject to be amortized equally over a period of 5 years. Pass the journal entries to acquire the trademark and amortization at the end of the year. Then also show the gross carrying amount and the accumulated amortized amount and the carrying amount at the end of the first year. So, they are asking you that they are acquiring a trademark. So, how do we pass the journal entry to record it, and at the end of the year how do we amortize it and how do we show it in the balance sheet at the end of first year. So, let us see the journal entry. So, first entry is when we are acquiring the trademark, debit intangible asset account and credit the bank with the amount that we are actually paying it for, that is 18 lakhs in this case. Then the second entry is at the end of the year when we are amortizing it. So, here for amortizing it we have to consider the number of years. So, in the example it is said that it is equally amortized over the period of 5 years. So, if 18 lakh is the value, if you divide it by 5, so you get per year as 3,60,000. So, whatever the amount for the first year amortization, we are debiting to amortization and crediting to intangible asset. So, the intangible asset at the end of first year is reduced to that extent. So, this is for the journal entry. Then they are also asking how it is shown in the balance sheet, isn't it? So, in the balance sheet the cost would be 18 lakh, accumulated depreciation would be 3,60,000. So, if you deduct that, whatever the value you get 14,40,000 as the carrying amount of the intangible asset. Okay. So, let us have a quick recap. So, in this we discussed intangible assets are those assets which does not have any physical substance. For example, goodwill, franchise, patents, so on. Then intangible assets so acquired should be amortized over its useful life, and in the balance sheet we show the gross carrying amount, accumulated amortization, and the difference of this would be the net carrying amount, which has to be shown in the balance sheet. So, hope you have understood the concept, hope you got to know what is intangible asset, how do we record it, how do we amortize it, and in case if the value has increased, how do we record it as the to the revaluation reserve, and how we disclose it in the balance sheet. So, these are the further references which you can use for few more examples. I hope you have understood. We will see in the next video. Thank you very much.